look, I don't know if it's my 3-man standing scalping strategy or if it's my actual trading plan, but I just did $100 to $1,000 in just 3 days. And in this same video, I'm going to break exactly step by step how you can do the same thing. Check this out. For those that don't know what my scalping strategy 3-man standing is, it's very basic and it's very simple, and that's exactly why we created this video. Me using this same strategy is what's going to get my account from $100 to $100,000. Now, why am I trying to do $100 to $100,000? Well, I've been doing this for a very long time. Even on my YouTube channel, we took a $4,000 account to $40,000 via YouTube live stream. So that being said, I decided to take the exact same mindset, exact same concept, and the exact same strategy and break it down in this series. So as you guys see here, we're trading a $103 account, which is through HankoX. This is their new platform, MT4X, which is basically MT4 on the web. Pretty much have a perfect win rate right now. Of course, this is definitely going to change in due time, but I am going to guarantee myself, and I feel confident in myself enough to say that my strategy definitely does a lot. So let's first dive into my very first 2 trades, which is trading oil and trading NASDAQ. It was day one. Day one, my first initial thought is, what makes more sense for me to make more profit, which is oil. And this is why I always go for oil trades. Even though the market was very choppy, and at this time, this is the 6th going into the 7th, so right around these times, this is kind of where I was looking for these setups. But right around these times, I always ask myself, is the market either consolidating, going up, or going down? For my 3-man standing strategy, which is this play right here, I simply wait on price to create what we call a move going up. Now, with these moves, you have to pay close attention to the volume, meaning, are these aggressive uptrend buys candles or are these aggressive selling candles? If I can see that we're in a uptrend, then I'm obviously going to be paying attention to buys. But here's where it gets really tricky. Once you notice the market is basically going up, you have to ask yourself, when should I be looking for that pullback? How soon should this pullback happen? Well, here's the thing. It's very hard to figure it out just by eyeing it. You have to look at something that I use called previous data, previous range. So how this looks in the trend is when price created the previous structural high and it pulled back, this is what you need to measure to get accuracy of the continuation endpoint. So if we were to take a Fibonacci sequence or a Fibonacci retracement and draw it from the beginning of the A point to the end of the B point, and we look at our levels, which are our red levels, -27 and -618, I then let that be my area of the end of that next continuation trend. And if we were to go back into the market and look at this again, I'm going to show you guys how powerful this tool can be. So notice right here, this is our previous trend, and notice this is the pullback right here. So what I'm going to do is take it from the A point, which is the starting of this trend, to the B point, which is the end of this trend, and we're going to map out from A to B. And then the moment we do that, I have my direct analysis of potentially when the market could pull back. So if you pay close attention here, you see that we're tapping around this area. So I am anticipating on a pullback. This doesn't mean I'm actually going to get in yet. I just want to see the actual pullback. So now at first, me getting into this trade, I'm like, all right, when is this going to be the right entry? I'm not entirely sure. Should I enter here or should I actually wait until I maybe see some type of candle that's going to convince me to buy it? All you guys are waiting for is a power move candle after the market pulled back in roughly around the 50% of the most recent range. So if we were to remove this Fibonacci, we can draw our fibs from this range to this part, and now we can sit here and ask ourselves, do we wait on market to break past this 50% mark, or even could we take a buy if it's above it? And the answer is you can do both. What I actually did when I was getting set up for this trade is I had to ask myself 2 things. Should I buy it before if I see a setup, or should I buy it after? And this was pretty simple. So the moment we spotted that 5-minute move, which could have been something like this, a lot of people would have took this trade. But here's where it gets also tricky for a lot of us that do trade something like this. When we take a position and we want to do like maybe a 101 or 1 or 2, we also have to ask ourselves, how far back could this market go if it decides to go left on us. Meaning, is there any data points that we can pinpoint our stop loss to? And as you guys see right here, this is one right here. So if we wanted to take the trade even right here, we absolutely can. But once again, my mind is like, I'm looking for perfect entries and I'm looking for the right entries as I trade this on a 5-minute time frame. So as you see, as we're taking this trade, if we would have took it there, I would have had took my L right away, because I'm asking once again, is this the right position? And this is the reason why I did not take the trade here, was simply because of the position. It wasn't where I really wanted it to be at. More so, I actually wanted it to be literally right here. It broke past the 50% mark. It even had hit my midpoint level, which is this supply demand chain right here. And now I have a better entry with a better stop loss. Now you might ask me, well, E, you got in right here, you didn't get in right here. Let's think reality. Reality is, yes, that's true, because the time I actually opened up my charts and decided to get in the market when I was live streaming, price was right here, but I was still confident enough to get in the trade because I still had potential upsells to this level right here, because I knew what price could be going. So if we were to play this one out, you guys see that end up hitting my TP, and that's how I end up making money with trading US oil. Whew. Okay, now let's go into NASDAQ. NASDAQ is very aggressive, but I was able to really play this one smart based off of my entry model, which is the key to me trading NASDAQ. And I'm going to show you guys what that strategy looks like. My mindset trading NASDAQ is completely different when it comes to trading US oil. With NASDAQ, it's very aggressive and very volatile, so I have to play this one long term more so than short term. So if you guys see here, I usually tap in on a 5 to 15 minute time frame when it comes to trading NASDAQ. Now at the time of this, I remember we were live streaming and I literally said to everybody, I'm looking for buy setups right here. Now the reason why I wanted this buy setup was simply because I noticed we were obviously right here by my moving average, which is set at 113. And I said, if we get strong buy momentum, because we're already going up, and I already seen this as a wave pattern, which was something completely different, which is actually something like this originally. I seen this as a wave pattern and I had to ask myself, yo, perfect entry, let's enter right here. Fibonacci's from A point to the B point. Y'all, I'm long in this one, so I'm confident, like, all right, we're gonna get in this trade. And then all behold, news happened again and market just dropped tremendously, and I'm like, what do I do from here? So that being said, when we're trading NASDAQ, we have to be careful, because my whole initial thought process was, yo, I know I'm trading this and I'm risking like 30%, a little bit more on this account. I needed to hold this position, but I needed to understand how far out could I hold this position. And I looked left and I noticed on a 1 hour scale, we had a very large wicks. Now, when it comes to wicks on indices like US 30 or NASDAQ, I use these in my favor as a stop loss, because I know 90% of the time it will want to come here and then maybe grab some of the liquidity and go the other way. And that's exactly why I decided to hold this position to roughly around here for my stop loss. And just because of that simple fact, we were able to end up to make so much money because of me holding this position based off a previous wick going all the way up to this level here. And then pretty much me holding that overnight and me checking the next day kind of told me like, yo, my money went all the way from literally nothing to something, which was the $160. Bitcoin is probably the most lucrative asset to trade if you know how to trade it based off of Elliott wave. I made a video previously about Elliott wave, as Elliott wave is my core two strategies that I use all the time. I just switch it up, but this is pretty simple. I noticed on a 4 hour to daily time frame, we had a very aggressive trend, which was this point right here, and then we had a very beautiful correction. But notice something, guys, on a daily time frame, we're also in the next trend, so this makes it easier for me to make more money. And as you guys see, this trade we made $400, and that was because I caught it at the right time. I caught it when the market was in the next continuation, which is now. If I scale on a smaller scale, because I know on a 4 hour and a daily it is going up and we're already in a trend, so I use that same exact playbook on a smaller scale. So if we jump on a 15 minute and you guys see that this all right here is the trend as well as the correction, we have the exact same thing happening here. So the beauty of this setup was, yo, we caught the pullback, which was right here, and me sitting on this trade, I'm like, yo, I got it at the right time because I know what's up. And exactly that, we had a trend, pull, and continuation. And if you guys look closely, it hits these levels spot on, and we get another pullback happening spot on, which is what you guys see just like this. So that's the reason why I got in and got out the market. Grant, I could have held this position longer, but I'm like, yo, $400 on a trade, I'm not going to not let that go, because the end goal here is taking $100 to 100K, and that's exactly the goal. So once again, guys, you got to make sure you tune into my live streams, because I'm doing all of this via live stream. And if you ever want to get more into like my copy trading, or you want to get more in depth with everything that I got going on, I'm doing this on a funded account with Board Funded, so you guys can see me actually trade that. So if you do want that discount code, 30% off, use it, Solo30, tap into it. Other than that, tap into all of my other stuff, Copy Crusher, so you can copy my trades indirectly. I'm excited to see you in my live streams. I'm excited to see this $100 to $100,000, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Your boy Solo, I'm out. Peace.